Hey there, swim fans! Welcome to another episode of Whiteboard Wednesday, and on today's episode, I'm sharing with you guys how to do dryland exercises inside your very own home. In this video, we're going to talk about not only the importance of dryland activity for swimmers, but a few different training plans and exercises to help you improve your performance in the water. If you're new to MySwimPro, welcome, where we share the latest and greatest to help you improve not only your performance, but also your health in and out of the water. Now, the first question you might be asking yourself is, why do swimmers need to care about dryland training, and what is dryland training in the first place? Dryland training is a way that a swimmer can engage the muscles around the entire body outside of the pool. So we know the benefits of swimming and what that can do for you, but if you want to improve your performance and health out of the water, there's a few different ways that you can do that. It'll not only improve your performance and health, but it'll reduce your chances for injury. In swimming, there's a lot of repetition. You can think about freestyle or any of the strokes, really moving your body in the same way over and over and over, and that repeat use can actually cause injury. So by doing dryland activity out of the water, you can actually reduce your chances of hurting yourself. It also allows you to stay engaged both mentally and physically, because if you do the same swimming routine, even if you follow a dynamic plan or you swim on a team, doing the same thing over and over can get kind of boring. And so to have a way to improve yourself out of the water makes things a lot more stimulating and engaging. And remember, no pool, no excuses. So even if you're traveling or you happen to be stuck at home for whatever reason, there's a number of reasons that you might not be able to get to a pool. That doesn't mean you can't get in an awesome workout. So no pool, no excuses. Now, the first recommendation I have for you is to create a space in your home. Now, that could be outside the home or it could be inside the home. Please give a like for the beautiful drawing of the home, replicating the emoji. But it's really important to find a space that is safe, minimal disruptions. It needs to be flat. You need to basically be able to reach your arms out and do a 360-degree loop, and that space needs to be uninterrupted. So for most people, we're looking at about 2 meters by 2 meters. This sort of box needs to be set up for you to do your at-home dryland. Now, if you're outside, you might have some more space. If you're inside, keep in mind you want to have some headroom. So if you're in like a really cramped basement, might not be the best, but work with what you have. You want to have about 1 meter above your head. So that way, if you're doing something where you raise your arms or jumping, you have the ability to do that without hurting yourself. I also recommend that you should set a routine. So it's really important if you're at your home, and let's say you're not leaving your house for whatever reason, you're at your house, you need to schedule the workout into your day. And even if you have a lot of things going on, you got to go out of the house. People are busy. We're all busy. I understand that, myself included. But it's really important to be consistent. Put the workout into your schedule, just like you would when you go to the pool. You can't just roll out of bed and then hop in a swimming pool. If you have a private swimming pool, lucky you. But for most people, they normally have to go somewhere to work out at the pool. Treat your at-home workout the same way. You have to have a schedule. You know when you're going to do it. Even if you're not leaving your house, have a dedicated space and a dedicated time. I also recommend putting on a workout outfit. It's really important to have a dedicated set of clothing, whether it's sweats, gym shorts, pants, just whatever, put something on so that it's different from your pajamas that you're wearing all day. Because similar to when you go to the pool, the psychology is really important. When you go to this pool, you put on a swimming suit. Even if you put your swimming suit on at home, you're definitely changing, and that psychology of having to do something different really gets your mind and your body ready for the activity it's about to perform. So similar to setting a routine and finding a schedule, finding a space, find a pair of workout yoga pants, shorts, whatever it is that you do, and make sure you change your outfits into a workout outfit so that way you are able to psychologically make that transition so you're about to work out, and the workout will be that much more beneficial for you from a physical and mental perspective as well. Number 4 is focus on swimming specific movements. Now, what does this exactly mean? This doesn't really mean doing butterfly strokes out of the water or trying to mimic the actual strokes that you do in the water out of the water, although you can do that with bands, and there's a little bit of a benefit, but the bigger benefit is engaging the right musculature that you'll engage in the water. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense to just do bicep curls, for example, or different isolation movements that really focus on only one muscle, unless it's in the shoulders or an injury prevention area. I'll give you an example. 3 specific areas that I want you to focus on. Focusing on stability, flexibility, and strength. Now, how can we do that? These are the most fundamental when it comes to strength training out of the water to apply it into the water. So when we're talking about stability, we're actually talking about the things that impact your body position. And in just a couple minutes, we'll talk about a few different swimming-specific dryland exercises, but I want you to understand the fundamentals of why we're talking about this. So by improving your stability, meaning your core strength, your balance, you're actually going to improve your body position, the way you sit in the water, and by improving that, you're actually going to reduce your resistance, and you're going to swim faster and with more ease, with more efficiency. And that's what we're looking for in swimming anyway. Number 2 is flexibility. So this can help in a number of different ways, injury prevention, of course, but also it will help you improve your distance per stroke. If you can stretch out your body, if you can be longer, if you can have a better range of motion, you'll not only reduce your chance of injury, but you'll have the strength in the right areas to be able to improve the distance per stroke and pull more water per stroke, irregardless of how strong you actually are. By improving that stretch and that flexibility, you're going to be able to improve in a number of different ways. And of course, there's strength. So the stronger you are, if you can maintain the right technique and not necessarily bulk up and put on a ton of physical muscle itself, you're going to swim faster because you can pull more water, you have more propulsion. I will put a huge note that a lot of the exercises we're going to talk about and everything that we're saying here is not going to make you bulk up. So if you're afraid of, doing these workouts and you're going to all of a sudden put on a ton of muscle, that's not going to happen, especially inside of your house doing body weight exercises where you don't need any equipment. It's very difficult to put on a lot of muscle. If anything, you're going to put on a good tone to your body, and we'll talk about a little bit more advanced exercises that you can do with or without equipment, and that'll help you put on a little bit more bulk, a little bit more muscle. But for swimming, you actually don't want that. You want to be lean, mean fighting machine in the water. Remember, no pool, no excuses. Next, I would say find an accountability buddy, platform, something to keep yourself on track. It's really important because you want to stay connected, you want to share your goals, share your progress, right? And I would definitely check out the MySwimPro Global Community group on Facebook. We'll put that linked in the description below. This is a fantastic group. Swimmers from over 100 different countries around the world. Very differing skill levels. We have some former Olympians. We have some people who learned how to swim at age 45, 47, with a variety of goals, whether it's in triathlon, open water swimming, losing weight, performance, everything you could think of. We have members of the community in that group. So check it out, MySwimPro Global Community on Facebook. Share your goals, find an accountability buddy. Now the part that you've probably been waiting for, talking about following a plan, swimming specific dryland exercises. Before we talk about the actual plans and exercises, first I want to touch on why you should be following a plan in the first place. So it's really important because you will be more successful. Why? Because you'll develop a progression in these movements. You don't want to go into any kind of a new program, if it's something you haven't done before, and start doing the most complicated, difficult exercises without having the right foundation, both in strength and technique. And so by following a plan, every week, every workout, you'll develop your strength and your endurance specific to those, reducing your chances of hurting yourself, injury, which we don't want. Ultimately, we don't want to injure ourselves, so it's really important we learn the fundamentals, just like you do in the pool. You learn the right technique, and then you start to build your training and your endurance and your volume once you've nailed the foundations. So it's really important to follow a plan so that way you're building that progression and you're benefiting the most out of your time. With that being said, we have 3 different training programs in the MySwimPro app. They're pretty awesome. Check it out on iPhone and Android. Now these are completely dryland specific, no equipment needed. You don't have to do this in the pool. You can do these in addition to these swimming programs if you have access to a pool. If you don't have access to a pool, no problem. The first workout training plan is called the Beginner Dryland Plan. Now it's fantastic because it's only a couple of weeks, 2 workouts per week. They only take about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. Now this is basically an introduction to dryland training for swimmers. You're working on all of the core elements. You're working on core stability, total body, strength, shoulder mobility, and you're learning the fundamentals of technique. So if you're a newer swimmer, I definitely recommend this program. Now, one specific swimming exercise that you do here to work on shoulder stability and shoulder strength that is actually in all 3 of these plans, both the intermediate and the advanced as well, is something called the I, T, Y, and W. Now, this is a fantastic movement that you can do standing, and I'll explain it, or you can do lying on the ground. The way it works, you basically take your hands, you have your thumb stick out, and if you're standing, I'll do it standing with you guys, you're actually going to raise your arms and make the letters to activate the right shoulder muscles and the stabilizers in your back. So that way, when you swim, you'll have these stabilizer muscles really strengthened up and they can support your shoulder and rotator cuff so you're less likely to hurt yourself. So the way it works, so I, right? So you're gonna raise your arms up all the way to an I, keep your arms straight, 11 and 1. You're gonna make the letter T, so you're gonna raise your arms out, you're gonna make a T. You're gonna do Y, same thing. And then you're gonna do W, where you have your hands, you know, at about your ear level, maybe a little bit lower, depending on your flexibility. And you're actually gonna push your shoulder blades back together, and you're gonna feel that squeeze in the back. That's a W. So if you go, say, 5 repetitions of each of those movements, if you can do that twice a week, that's fantastic. This specific movement is in that training plan as well as the others that we're about to talk about. Now, the second training program is more intermediate. I really like this one. It's called Get Stronger, Swim Faster. Obviously, the goal is to get stronger and swim faster. It's a 6-week program, 3 workouts per week. It's about 30 minutes per workout. Now, they can change a little bit. You can modify these, of course, and you can make them run a little bit faster or slower if you need more rest between the exercises. You can modify it, no equipment needed. This is really a total body training program. You're gonna really hit everything, the core, the shoulders. You're doing push-ups, you're doing squats, you can modify as needed. You're really doing everything, and it has a progression. This is really important for what we talked about earlier in following a program. So if you need to, develop those skills, maybe start out with a beginner dryland. If you already have a little bit of a background, then the Getting Stronger, Swim Faster plan makes some sense. And by the end of it, you will have developed strength, core stability, and learn the fundamentals of shoulder mobilization, so that way you're not hurting yourself. And one exercise here that's really fun is called the alternating Superman. This is where you lie on the ground, and you're gonna have your arms spread out in front of you, and you're gonna raise your right arm and your left leg, try and keep them as straight as you can off the ground, and then you're gonna switch, alternating your right, left, left, right. This is really gonna activate a lot in the core, starting from the upper body. You got the shoulder, top of the arm, even the top of the back. It connects through diagonally to the opposite side. So you're gonna hit your lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings. You can imagine any long axis stroke like freestyle or backstroke. This specific movement is really gonna develop that length as well as that strength and stability to help you not only have a higher body position in the water, but swim faster because you have more engagement and connectivity in the water. And finally, we have the advanced training program. Now, this is called Max Performance, and as the name would imply, it's all about max performance. So this is only a 4-week program. It's 4 workouts per week. These are a little bit longer. They're definitely more intensity. So this is a program that you should really only do if you have a background in some kind of strength and conditioning or body weight exercises. This is not what a beginner starts with. It's a great way to follow all 3 one after another. So you start with the beginner, getting stronger, max performance. You can modify some of these workouts, some of the exercises as needed, but you need to have a little bit of more foundation or else you're not gonna be able to succeed doing this plan, and we want to avoid injury, of course. So it's 4 weeks. Now, these are about 40-minute workouts, 30 to 40 minutes, and they're super high intensity. Really focused on explosiveness. This is not about doing a basic push-up. This is about doing a plyometric push-up, a Spider-Man push-up. There's a lot of different ways you can do a lot of the more basic movements, and we take them to the next level. So instead of doing an air squat sitting on a couch, you do an air squat normally, or a jump squat, or a pistol squat with only one leg, right? These are a lot of fun. They're really advanced. Here's a sprawl, is one of my favorites in this program. So when you do a sprawl, it's kind of like a burpee, but instead of jumping up all the way and trying to explode as high as you can, you actually stay in a squatted position, and so it really engages your core a little bit more. It makes your legs burn a ton more than doing a normal burpee, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of impact. I want to know in the comments, what are your favorite dryland activities? It could be any of the ones that I just mentioned. It could be something that maybe we haven't talked about. Let me know in the comments, and also on social media, make sure you use MySwimPro Strength, hashtag MySwimPro Strength, so we can follow your journey. Remember, it's all about finding that accountability. Check out the MySwimPro Global Community Facebook group linked in the description. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with all of your swimming and non-swimming friends, because a lot of this will actually apply for people who don't swim at all, but they're looking for a good total body way to stay aerobically conditioned and really maximize their performance, even if that isn't in the water. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Whiteboard Wednesday. Remember, it's MySwimPro Strength. Have a great day.